Coyote has always been known as a trickster, but what a lot of people don't know is that he really also was a family man. He had the wife, he had the kids, but every once in a while he just had to get away, and he always told his wife, "I'm going hunting," and she'd say, "Yes, dear, you go ahead and go," because she knew he was just getting away. Well, one day he was going out, and he went to an area he had never been to before. It was a vast valley, sort of like where we were this summer. You could look for miles, and all of a sudden you'd have this stone pillar out in the middle, and that's exactly what was there. A very high stone pillar in the middle of this monumental valley. And he saw some movement at the top. And he's always been a curious sort of fella. So he worked his way over there, and he climbed up that stone pillar, and it was tough because coyotes really are not meant to climb straight up. And he got to the top, and he's hanging over the top of the edge, and he sees two ravens there. And they are laughing their heads off. And he thinks, "Ooh, this must be good." And he watches, and they start a routine, which evidently they have been doing for a while. One of them steps up and he says, "Okay, it's my turn," and he takes the statements. And he looks out over the valley and goes, "Ah, swift and sure as a raven flies, around that rock will go my eyes." And he opened his eyes really wide, he squeezed down, and his eyeballs popped out of his head. Bloop, bloop, and boom, across the valley, those eyeballs flew. And they went around the rock, and they came on, they were coming back, and when he figured they were getting pretty close, he went, "Woo-woo!" and bloop, bloop, right back in the eye socket, stay away. "Yeah, beat that one." Well, then the other raven was going, "Okay, I can do that. Let me see." And he took a stance. And he looked out there and he said, "Swift and sure as a raven flies, around that rock will go my eyes." And he opened his eyes real wide, and he squeezed, and bloop, bloop, boom, across the valley, those eyes went flying. They went around the rock. They started on their way back, and when they got a little closer, he went, "Woo-woo!" and right back in the eye sockets they went. And then they laughed, and they were having such a good time. And Coyote couldn't stand it any longer. He goes, "I've got to do this." And he got up, and he climbed up, and he goes, "Hi, guys!" And they said, "Hello. Can we help you?" "Oh, I just happened to notice that you guys were having such a good time, and I wondered if I could join you. What were you doing?" "We were eyeball racing." "Oh, man, I haven't done eyeball racing in such a long time. That is so cool. Do you mind if I eyeball race with you?" "I suppose." "Well, is it my turn then? Is it my turn?" "Go ahead." So, Coyote was one of those, he would ask you a question, but before you could answer, he always sort of butted in and gave his own answer. And here again, he did the same thing. Now, how was it you started? Well, you first, "Oh yeah, I know, you get in a stance." "Oh, swift and sure as Coyote flies, around that rock will go my eyes." "Coyotes do not fly." "Oh, I suppose. Okay." "Swift and sure as a raven flies, around that rock will go my eyes." And Coyote opened his eyes really wide. And then he squeezed. And he squeezed. And he squeezed. Those eyeballs didn't go anywhere. And he says, "Well, it's been such a long time since I've gone eyeball racing. They're out of practice." "Sure. Tell you what. Try it again. We'll help you out." "Okay." "Swift and sure as a raven flies, around that rock will go my eyes." And Coyote opened his eyes really wide, and as he squeezed, a raven was on each side, and they bloop, bloop, popped his eyes out, and he went phew, going across that valley. And Coyote was very pleased with himself. And the raven said, well, we got you started, but we got to run, so we'll see ya. And they took off. And what Coyote didn't know was after the ravens flew off, they each had a snack. A noble flying snack. Now, Coyote figured his eyes were going at a pretty good rate of speed, and they would be going around the rock, and they'd be coming back. He didn't know that they were now in the bellies of the two ravens. And when he figured they got close, he went, woo-hoo! 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 Whoa! Whoa! Great! First time I go eyeball racing and they get lost. Now I have to go look for them. So he starts walking and forgetting that he's up on the top of the tower. Well, he got down a lot faster than he got up. And he starts looking for his eyes. And he happens to brush against a bush with berries on them. And when the berries are ripe, they're a nice, well, soft, juicy berry about the size of an apple. And they're yellow. And he happened to knock a couple off, and oh, here they are, a little dusty. And he put them back in, and was rather disappointed with his eyesight at that point, but he thought, oh, I got dust in my eyes, and it'll clear eventually. But do you know that if you look at a coyote, his eyes are yellow? And sometimes they don't see so good.